block, giving them all that we got. Kicked on the door, tried to knock, but nobody answered. I'm going harder, taking my chances. I keep it moving, I keep advancing, keeping it gangster. Getting the perks and I'm happy to earn them. Mr. Ambitious, kill it, I'm vicious. On rainbow connections like Kermit. The water on my shoulders, it was a burden. Now I don't notice it, everything turning, everything shifting, doing it different. I'm floating, I'm drifting. Shout out the slums, round the world we uplifted, doing the big. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the skies. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the skies. We about to change the game. We about to change the game. Let's go.
Kevin, I knew you were here.
What up?
Fire it up, folks. NCAA championship time is here.
We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the skies. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the skies. We about to change the game.
All right, Kevin, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's roll.
All right, baby, let's do this. Fire it up, folks! Ow! This is BEG Wrestling, baby! We are here! NCAA Championships Pick Show live. Join the comments. Baby, it's the best time of the year. The best time to talk college wrestling. There's a lot of nerds. There's a lot of nerds out there talking wrestling, baby. But this show and this show only, do you get the beautiful combination of analytics plus manalytics. That's right, Cornell Kevin in the house, bringing the analytics. I'm bringing the manalytics. All right, it's not going to take us 25 hours to give you our picks tonight, baby. This is live. This is the NCAA Championship Pick Show, baby. Let's go. Kevin, how you feeling?
Good, man. How's it going, buddy?
Hey,
We're
I'm
getting
good,
closer.
man. Hey, couple days away, folks. Couple days away. Cornell Kevin in the house. And listen, instead of the comment of the week, I thought, why not do what I thought to be the post of the week? TWR's top 10 matches in the first round. Folks, look at it up on the screen. Top 10 matches first round, and we're going to be talking about all of it, breaking all of it down. In fact, Kevin and I are going to be giving our AAs, top 8, along with our blood rounders. And this is going to get fun. This is a doozy, Kevin. This is a doozy, man. I mean, you've been up all night, every night, right?
Yeah, man, I don't sleep. I don't sleep.
The man doesn't sleep. The man doesn't sleep, folks. But no, shout out TWR, his top 10 opening round matchups. Found this on X, Twitter. Renteria, Smith, Larkin, Grice, Henson, Tag, McNeil, Rivera, Rademacher, Arnold. Oh my goodness, dude. Some of these guys, I just know them from I have my blood round, barely AAing. We're going to be talking about it, breaking it all down. Zerbin, Millard, Brignola, Lillard, Schubert, Pinto, Dean, Soldano, and then Colbert, Carroll. But Kevin, how you doing, man? How do you feel
I'm good,
initially?
man.
Right now, you're a Cornell fan. Going into this weekend as a Cornell fan, how do you feel?
Mixed, man. We've had 10 guys the last 3 years make it, and this year we had five. However, all five have a shot at All American. So we just got to hope for the best out of the five, right?
Well, they certainly do. They certainly do. And before, folks, we actually get into Kevin and I's predictions, along with, I have included the DraftKings odds of champions. So you're going to want to stay tuned. Every single graphic not only has our predictions and our blood round, but it also has the DraftKings odds. And that's something you want to pay attention to. Because if you're a betting man, you're a betting man, and you're going to want to pay attention to them. But before we get into that, folks, Kevin has done us his due diligence all year long. So we're going to smack you in the face with a bunch of stats right now. The undefeated remaining. And Kevin, along with that, I'm going to go ahead and put up basically your quality of competition. And you did a crazy stat here. Average match time that each one of these wrestlers has had. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. People kept requesting different things, believe it or not. I thought I had enough stuff up there, but I didn't. Apparently not. So people were wanting, I was getting the match time all year, right? And I was just like, there's too many people. I'm not going to do that. Because in order to do that, I had to go through on WrestleStat and add up all their matches and divide it, right? So that was tough. But anyway, this is what I came up with for the average match time. Now, this is live match time, right? So you'll notice down at the bottom there, Rocco Welsh is almost near 7 minutes because he's had a number of sudden victory matches, tiebreaker matches. Rocky Elam is over 7 minutes because every single match he's had that's been a tech fall, I think there's only been like one or two, have been 7 minutes, and he's had overtime matches. So it's crazy to think his average match is over 7 minutes. But it kind of gives you a different idea, a different aspect of dominating, right? Is how much time they need to finish off their opponents. So that's one way to look at it. I had a guy arguing with me today saying, well, of course Jax Forrest is going to have the shortest time. He's had the least amount of matches, which really doesn't make any sense at all, because if you think about it, it's average time, right? And Jax has just as many top 10 wins as the next guy, and he missed the first semester. So you're telling me if he would have wrestled Penn State's the Black Knight Open, Drexel, Maryland, Indiana, that his time wouldn't even be lower? I mean, I think it'd be lower. So, I mean, it doesn't, it just matters what you have in those matches. And also, I'd say to that, he teched the 6th ranked guy, and he teched the 19th ranked guy in under 3 minutes. So what's he going to do with these other matches that aren't ranked, right? So then I got, for these quality of competition, Zach, I made up a point system, right? And all I did was I took, quality wins are guys that you beat in your bracket right now. If they beat a 1 seed, they got 33 points. If they beat a 2 seed, 32. All the way down to if they beat a 33 seed, they got 1 point. Added up all the points, that's where I came up with that. So you see Jesse Mendez has the most points when you add it up that way. Quality wins, Lilladal actually has the most quality wins. He has the most wins versus the guys in his bracket. Jesse Mendez and Younger have the most tier 1 wins. Now, what is a tier 1 win? Tier 1 win is a win over a seed 1 through 10. Tier 2 is 11 through 20. And then I did tier 3, 21 through 33. So I also added that to the big chart there. I put their seed number, their average match time, and quality win number. I updated all the rankings. So everything you could use to analyze for your Hodge Trophy votes are in these 3 things, I think.
Anything you could ever imagine, folks. I mean, and give Kevin his gratitude for the due diligence that he has done on these stats throughout the year. Kevin, when you started this graphic, it was so big we couldn't hardly see it on the screen. But now it has shrunk, and you have then taken advantage of that shrinking scale to add even more graphics and stats to it. Yeah. I mean, this man is impressive, folks. Listen, if there's a stat man, I'm not kidding. Look at these. If there's a stat man that you want to know, folks, it's Cornell Kevin. Follow him, Cornell_Kevin on X and everything else. But no, going into this is impressive. And we're going to be breaking down and talking about these Hajj and everything results. But next thing, Kevin, before we get into that, you put together your team results. Now, I did not have a chance to do that, so I want to give you an opportunity. The stats are on the screen. You'll find them out on the screen from me as the show goes on. But what my team results are, but I don't have them up like this. Kevin, your team results. Let's go, baby. Give us what are your team results here?
So I got
a record team?
I got a hold of the bracket thing that they have on Intermat on one of the forums where you fill out the bracket and automatically you got to put the scores that you think of each match too,
Yeah.
But it automatically does the team score for you. So these are with bonus, with everything, and it does it to the T, right? So this is what it came out as. I just looked at it when I finished all my brackets, and this is what it came out as. It was kind of interesting, to see. I was wondering if Penn State I would have over the record or not. Looks like they're just shy of it. But to have two teams over 100, and the third team hovering around that 100, I thought was interesting. Yeah, Iowa State. I don't understand how I had Iowa State so low. So I kind of want to go look. Yeah,
Ohio State, you're clear number 2 team. Ohio State, Oklahoma State, you're number 3. Nebraska, number 4 there. We're going to break it down, but it's interesting. We have the DraftKings odds we're going to be putting up on the screen. Nebraska, I got plus 800 on them to finish second. Doesn't look like that's very likely, Kevin, if it's up to you.
Yeah, of course, I took Ruiz to make the finals. I took the 3 main guys to make the finals, right? Joy, Shapiro, and Ruiz. I'm going to pick them. I'm going to pick them to make the finals no matter what.
Talk about it.
So this is Cornell's ceiling, by the way. I think I picked, I didn't pick them all to win, but I picked 3 of them to make the finals. I picked Cornell, I picked 6th or something, and then Ferrera 8th maybe, or blood round, I can't remember. But I'm curious looking at this now though, Zach. I want to see where, Iowa State, it's surprising me that they're so low on this at 64 points. So I'm curious to see where I had guys.
Kevin, I'm just mad. Placing. I'm mad, dude. I'm mad because we didn't have this conversation before the show. We're having it right now, folks, live on air. And I actually bet Nebraska plus 800. I bet Iowa plus money to finish top 5. And now you're telling me I'm not.
I think
not
good,
so
man.
hot.
Remember,
folks, it's right.
This is Cornell's ceiling, man.
This is on the brink. We're on the brink. We're on the brink. But right before, dude, you got your freshman NCAA champions. Go ahead, talk about this.
Yeah, this
graphic.
is cool, man.
Yeah, very cool.
I've been seeing a lot of people asking questions about this stuff, right? Wondering about freshman NCAA champs, because we got a year right now that we could possibly very well have 2 true freshmen win NCAAs with Jackson Duke. It's definitely a possibility. I'd maybe even say as far as more likely than not. But looking at this, so real quick, in 1947, they allowed any freshman to wrestle at NCAAs. It was right after World War II. They allowed it for 1 year. Then they went back to not having freshmen wrestle until the 1969 season. Then they were able to wrestle again. So there's been 57 seasons that freshmen have been able to wrestle. These are all of your freshman champs. The ones are in red, are redshirt freshmen. We have the one COVID freshman, Keegan O'Toole. He was officially a freshman the year he won it, but he was not a true freshman because he got third his true freshman year, but he was still counted as a freshman. That's what that means. A couple interesting things. True freshmen winning it in the same year, 2 of them. If that happens this year, the only other time it's ever happened was in 1947 and in 2018 when Spencer Lee and Yanni both won it as true freshmen. The only time ever two true freshmen have won it, which I thought that was crazy in the same year. Another thing is The last time a true freshman ever went undefeated, which Jax has a chance to do, was in 1947. That's the last time, and there was 4 of them. 47. That was the last time a true freshman went undefeated. We've had some close ones now. We've had the first close one was Don Roan, 1973. He was 20-1. He lost by a point to Larry Morgan, and then he ended up avenging that loss, 11-6. He had the one loss though. 2006, Dustin Schlater, true freshman, lost one of his first matches 1-0 to Mark DeSalvo from Central Michigan. Then he avenged that loss and ended up going 42-1. 2018, Yanni Diakomahalis was 19-0. He lost to Jaden Ironman. He was up 5-1 with 30 seconds left. It ended up getting a reversal escape, ended up being 6-3. All he had to do, he had no stalling calls. All he had to do was basically run away, but instead he tried to take a shot from way out, got cradled, lost 9-6. He ended up avenging that loss. And then AJ Ferrari is the last one. He lost 3-2 to Noah Adams. He's the only one that didn't avenge his one loss during the season. He didn't have a chance to, but he won NCAAs. So those are the guys that have been closest to being a true freshman that were undefeated, and all of them were very close.
Sorry.
Very close.
Oh, I forgot to put that graphic up. Daggone it, Kevin. All right, I put it up now.
Oh, I forgot I even sent it to you.
There it is. You see the running.
I forgot I even
the
sent that to you.
closest
So don't worry
guys
about
to
it.
the table. You see them. You see them, folks. But yeah, I mean,
It just
listen.
shows how hard it is, though, man. I mean, all those guys. I mean, you had, Ron, Schlater, and Ferrari all lose by a point. Yanni was winning 5-1 with 30 seconds left. And then 3 of the 4 avenged the loss later in the year. But, man, it's tough as a true freshman. These guys graduated high school, and the following fall, they were enrolled in wrestling. So very impressive.
Which
20 of the 20... Go ahead.
That seems to be rare nowadays, but go ahead. I'm just saying immediately
Yeah,
going into college and wrestling.
Yeah, it's there's been 36 freshman champions. 20 of them were true freshmen, but it's kind of skewed because you had 6 a bunch of them right off the bat,
Are you counting sportsmanship, Kevin? Is this folk style scrum?
Sportsmanship, come on.
I know.
Nobody cares about
Don't
that.
get me started, boy. Don't get me started on sportsmanship. That's a minimum requirement. Are you kidding me? Are you ready, Kevin? Are you ready, dude? Let's get into these 125.
One thing real quick.
Go ahead.
One thing real quick, Zach. It's kind of interesting to look at the number of titles that these freshmen won, right? So many guys, their only title, Dustin Schlater, wins as a true freshman, is his only title, right? It's just kind of crazy going through. Nathan Tomasello, Miles Martin was a true freshman. Mark Hall, true freshman. It's just crazy that, just because you win it as a freshman or a true freshman, it doesn't mean, because you get these guys, the next 4-timer, even you got to take one at a time. And even when you do that, there's no guarantee. There's so much that can go wrong.
No, that's a great point. That's a great point, Kevin. And it's a point that I have seen play out with wrestlers over time. And you think the older you get, the better you get. I've seen that happen with some, not all, certainly not all.
And Brooks was not only not a true freshman, Brooks was not even a freshman. Because Brooks' freshman year was the COVID year, or was the 2020, right? So 2021, he was a sophomore, and then they got to repeat. So he was a sophomore twice. Does that make sense? So he won NCAAs as a sophomore twice. So you won't see, he was a freshman during 2020 when the NCAAs were canceled. Then 2021 was his sophomore year. And then he repeated as a sophomore. So he was never a freshman at NCAAs.
Okay. Well, listen, that comment reminded you, and that was from Madness. Folks, if you have not done this already, this is very clear. Aaron or Clint, if you're listening, one of you two got to call in tonight. I got to text you back. Go sign up, WrestleMadness.com right now. Go sign up, join the overall league. So you can have the chance to compete against everyone who literally signed up in Wrestle Madness. Also join the BEG Wrestling League. Oh, Kevin, you got a league or something too, right?
Yeah.
Cornell Kevin?
Yep. Cornell Kevin,
Join all
Wrestle
the leagues.
Madness.
Join all the leagues because this is March Madness of wrestling. Okay? This is what makes it, in my opinion, the most fun. Like, this is where I have the most fun.
Oh, yeah.
The March Madness, making the picks. And folks, Wrestle Madness has given us the opportunity to enjoy it in that sense. And
it's awesome.
It's the only place you can't go to ESPN. You can't go to ESPN and join a wrestling NCAA bracket. No, you can't. The only place you can go is WrestleMadness.com. And you see them in the corner of our screen right here, right there. Bang! WrestleMadness.com. Sign up, join the overall league, compete against everyone who signed up, period. Join the BEG league, join Kevin's league, join every league that you are invited to, because this is what makes it the most fun to me. Kevin, are you ready? Are you ready?
Let's go.
All right, folks, here we go, dude. We're going to fire it up, and we're going to get into the 125 predictions here. Kevin, I'm going to give mine first, and then I'll give yours, and then give you a chance to comment on everything. All right, here we go, folks. Starting at 125. My picks, my predictions: Luke Lillendahl, number 1, Eddie Ventresca, number 2, Vincent Robinson, number 3, Sheldon Seymour, number 4, Buzakis, 5, Jor Volk, 6, Troy Spratley, 7, and Klinsky. I got to tell you, I got stuck listening to the Bosch podcast, and he got me stuck on that Klinsky guy, man. Klinsky, I have coming in at 8. My blood rounders, I hate to say it, Jet Stickum Strickenberger, one of my favorite guys, man. Dean Peterson, another one of my guys. Iowa guys. Losing in the blood round, Nico Provo and Mark Anthony McGowan. That's my AAs and my blood rounders, Kevin. Now I will go to yours. Do you want to announce yours? You want me to announce yours? Luke Lillendahl, Volk. You got Jor Volk at 2. Are you kidding me? Buzakis 3, Ventresca 4, Robinson 5, Seymour 6, Provo 7, Peterson 8. Your blood rounders: Strickenberger, same as me, Klinsky, Spratley blood rounder, and Renteria. Kevin, what's your initial reaction here?
So, Jory Volk is 2-0 against Eddie Ventresca this year, Zach. So I think he's going to go 3-0 against him. And also when you look at his matches against Buzakis, he lost the sudden victory one, and then just recently he beats him 8-1. So I see that going that way, where Jory Volk's going to, I like Jory Volk to beat him.
You're assuming he gets past Buzakis.
Yeah, absolutely. I think because he beat him 8-1 last week, so I think that's almost a major, And then Nico Provo is tough, real tough. He's got a lot of good wins. I don't think people look at him enough and realize how tough he is. He lost to Eddie Ventresca at ACC's in tiebreaker this past week, but he beat Vincent Robinson, I think, twice this year. He beat Vincent Robinson twice this year, so I do think that Vincent Robinson gets a 12 seed is kind of ridiculous. And I think it really screws up the bracket. I think it really screws up the bracket, because when I was filling out the bracket, I noticed that in the round of 16, I had to pick between Troy Spratley and Steve O'Pollin. And I was like, what?
Well, let's talk about your blood round matchups. What, like, in your theoretical world here, Kevin, your blood round matchups here, the matches that these wrestlers have to win. The loser is not an All-American. The winner is an All-American. I mean,
yeah,
I can make assumptions here, but basically you probably have Strickenberger and Seymour.
This is the thing, Zach. I had, the way these brackets are, in the round of 16, I had Strickenberger out. I had Spratley out. I picked Provo over Spratley, and I had Renteria out. That's the round of 16.
Okay.
And then I had let's
Yep.
see, Peterson and Seymour. I had Seymour beating. Okay, so that was the blood round. I'm sorry that I just said the blood round. Okay, so
Yeah.
blood round I had Spratley losing, Renteria losing, and Strickenberger losing. But in the round of 16, I had McGowan losing, Mark Anthony McGowan, and Poland, Steve O'Poland losing, which he just All American last year. So it's crazy. I know people don't look at 125 as deep, but it kind of is deep depending on the definition of deep you're looking at. I feel like everyone's very even throughout it, right? I feel like Luke Lilladall's on a kind of an island of his own. Even though he only beat Volk in overtime, I don't feel like he was threatened to lose that match at all. And then I just kind of feel like everybody. It's no surprise if anybody beats anybody, really.
Christian in the comments. Kevin, did you have Volk AAing like a month ago?
Zach, I'm supposed to remember that.
Like
On
like
what, a
no,
show
but
or what?
I mean, I think the point is
Oh, I
he
see.
is like on this trajectory, right? Like peaking.
Well, here's
Jory
the
Volk.
I really loved Jory Volk a couple years ago. Then he got injured, and then this year, he I mean, yeah, he lost to Kilkiri, which was a surprise. That I was down on him. I mean, when he lost to Kilkiri, I was like, what? That was late January, and he also lost to Aiden Smith. So he lost a couple of flunky ones there. And then he lost to Brady Rourke. So what's his other loss? His other loss was Buzakis and Sudden Victory. So he's got a few flunky losses, but you can't argue with him going in there and beating Spencer Moore, teching Nebraska there, and then beating Buzakis 8-1. I mean, if he's peaking right now, he's peaking. So yeah, I like him to beat Francesca again for a third time and beat Buzakis again.
Okay. Folks, listen, this is
But
the
good
only
point,
weight
Christian.
class. This is the only weight class that DraftKings did not have the betting odds available. So in every other weight class after this, you'll see them. But all right, Kevin, I mean, we can argue and debate on yours there. Let's go back and take a look at mine. Whoops. I just revealed 133 early. Unbelievable. I think I have a couple same blood rounders here. Strickenberger, man, and I hate to say that, but, man, I'd love to see him AA. I have my blood round, Strickenberger, Seymour, okay? Winner of that, All-American. Klinsky, Peterson. Dean Peterson and Klinsky. Winner of that is an All-American. Spratley and Provo. Winner of that is an All-American. And then I have McGowan and Buzakis. I have Volk beating Buzakis, but then losing.
Did you have did you have Strickenberger winning his first match against Witt? Do you remember? Because Witt beat him twice last week, which I was surprised to find out.
I have him losing to Witt. And
Okay.
that Witt Lilladall.
So you have losing first round.
First round matchup's gonna be fun, folks, because Witt took him down like a week ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Witt's tough, right? Yeah, that'd be a
Witt is
second
like a
round
dog.
match. That's tough.
Witt is a dog,
Yeah.
folks. Don't overlook Witt. Anyway, you have any final comments here on?
No, I'm good, man. Let's
You're
go to
looking at my
33.
All-Americans. Maybe there's people saying I got swindled by Willie, saying Willie had too many Bud Lights. I see in the chat. Maybe I got swindled with the Klinsky pick. Maybe I did.
Oh,
maybe
yeah, I think he did
didn't.
have Klinsky. Hey, man, not for nothing, but Ryder had a really good season, man. Ryder has like the first 4 or 5 weights really good season. So
Yeah. All right.
but yeah, I don't know about all American over those guys, but we'll see.
All right, folks. Join in the comments if you disagree. I can't imagine you would. Moving on, 133. Here are my picks. And this is actually kind of chalk. And I think, Kevin, you might have the same. Forrest, Davino, Seidel, Blaze, Ayala. I love Ayala as that lower seed. Larkin, Bird, yes, sir. Lucas Bird will All-American this year, folks. I know you heard me make the prediction earlier. He's a high potential to not All-American. He loses once, he's going to lose again. Not this year. Lucas Bird, number 7. I have Dom Serrano at number 8. My blood rounders, Tyler Knox. And as we go through this, Kevin, we're going to see these blood rounders are absolute dogs. Like some of these, like,
Yeah.
you can clearly convince me that they can be All-Americans. Tyler Knox, Ferrara, Van D, and Fugit, dude. Okay. All right. Let's look at Kevin's. Here. 133, Forrest, Davino, Seidel, Larkin, Blaze, Bird, Ayala, Ferrara. This is kind of the same list. Kevin, this might be the weight class that people argue the most about. We might agree the most on this.
Yeah, man. When I'm looking at this bracket, man, I'm ticked off that Jackson and Seidel are on the same side still, because it would just be so much more interesting and fun to see Davino and Blaze not wrestle again and have them split wrestling Jackson Seidel, so that's a huge bummer to me still. I got Ayala and Ferrara wrestling twice. And here's the thing with Ferrara, total homer pick, I get it. But Ferrara, if you remember at CKLV, he was awesome. He took 3rd, and he had 2 wins over All-Americans and a 3rd win over a blood rounder by bonus. He screwed up his elbow, so he's wrestling with a bad elbow all year. He still has a record of like 24-6. And then he got his elbow fixed. He goes into Ivies, and he wrestles number 11, I can't pronounce his name, from Penn there, Evan Mangulian or whatever. And he beats him 12-2. He lost to him with a screwed up elbow. He beats him 12-2. He looks like a totally different wrestler. So I was psyched to see that. I thought that I would have Bird not AA, just like you said. I thought for sure. But I couldn't, with his matchups, I couldn't pick him to lose where he would not AA. I just was like, no, he just can't lose. He's too experienced, and I just don't see it.
Well, if you look at the losers bracket, if you really break it down, Kevin and I have both done the same. You see, Lucas Bird's not going to not AA. Like, that man is going to All-American 100%. I'm hoping one of you guys soon propose married to Jax, says Willie is short.
I don't even, yeah.
Are we giving Jax too much credit? Are we giving Jax too much credit here?
He's the only one ever to tech fall Drake Ayala when you see everyone else have close matches with Ayala. And then, I don't know if you guys understand how good Kyler Larkin is. He's really good. And he was doing stuff I've never seen before. Ball and chain while he's standing up. Like, it was the craziest stuff I've ever seen, and he almost teched him. So, it is what it is, man. You know what else? You know what I think will be a good match, actually, Zach? Is watch out for Max Leet from American. If he gets by Braxton Brown first round, that's going to be a strange match for Bird, stylistic matchup wise. I think he could give him some trouble.
So that could be the match that knocks Bird out, All-American.
In the winner's side, but yeah, it could have him wrestle someone else in the consolation side that is going to be tougher as if he won. Also, Will Betancourt has been having a really good late end of the season. I'm surprised Markel Baker was seated 8th in this weight class. You know what I mean? I didn't even know who he was, to be honest with you. You know what I'm talking about?
To be honest with you, me either.
Yeah, I was looking at him. I'm like, why is he seated 8th? Yeah.
At least
I don't know,
Kevin.
It was just, I don't know everybody, that's for sure. And that I was like, what? But anyway, yeah. I'm looking forward to Seidel and Larkin.
Love that. Listen, here's my blood round.
If Blaze shoots, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if Blaze shoots, but we haven't ever seen it. I don't think that exists. That's like dinosaurs. I got Knox, Larkin, winners and All-American. Ferrara, Serrano, winners, and I got Serrano beating your boy, Kevin. I know you hate to hear that. Van D. Bird. That is a blood round matchup. in my bracket. Jacob Van D, Lucas Burke.
Me too.
You too? Okay.
Yeah, blood round match.
Fugit Ayala. Oh my goodness, dude. Basically, from this point forward, folks, fasten your seatbelts for the show because these blood round matchups are absolute fireworks, dude. I'm dead serious. You see, I forgot to switch it back to mine. Go ahead. Let's look at mine.
Zach, yeah, that's why, like, when I was putting out that 4-time blood rounder thing for Russell Madness, pay attention. Philippi, and Ramirez.
Pay attention.
A lot of people took that. Some people took that as if I was insulting him. No, man, those are 4-time blood rounders. It's heartbreaking. But to make it to the blood round 4 times, you're a bad dude, man. It's just you didn't have things go your way. But blood rounders, you're top 12 in the country. In the entire country, you're one of the top 12 wrestlers.
With that being said, every single wrestler that is simply involved in this competition, touche to you, because you are at the highest level of this sport, wrestling at the highest, like, right, Kevin? Like touche to you, dude. You are a superior athlete.
Kudos.
My friend. You are a superior athlete competing at the highest level of the sport, period, that we basically have right now. And, there's going to be a lot of superior athletes who don't All-American this weekend. And it's really testament.
We bust chops.
It's a testament to how hard this sport is. And really why
absolutely
I love covering this sport is there's so many people who are going to come up this short, but they're going to become so much greater at being a human being because they're going to learn so many life lessons throughout the midst of these losses and these everything that they have to go through. Anyway, what am I talking about? 141, folks. Here are my picks, baby. Look at the DraftKings odds on the side. Pay attention to the DraftKings odds. Those are live betting odds. You can find them on DraftKings. You can go make these bets if you find anything outlandish. I got number 1, Mendez. Number 2, Vega. Number 3, Stanich. Number 4, Echemendia. Number 5, Hardy. Cornella. Von Barr. Bailey. In my blood rounders, Griffin, Braden Davis. I'm sorry, Penn State fans. You're not going to have 10 AAs. Break the news. Braden Davis is not going to All-American. He's going to lose in the blood round. Also, Luke Simcox and Olivieri. Okay. Kevin, I know for a fact yours are not the same. Here you go. Here are Kevin's. Kevin, go ahead. Tell us and explain these to us.
I'm still trying to figure out how, the only thing I can picture Mendez doing is a blast double to take Vega down. But I think he will beat him. Brock Hardy and Vega, I think, will be a much closer semi than the other 2 matches. Echemendia quietly has had a really fantastic year, and he lost to Vega in tiebreakers, Cornella, I think he beats Stanich this time because it came down to the wire last time, and I just don't think Stanich has not wrestled anybody this year except for Cornella, right? And I just don't think he's had a tough enough season to perform to his potential. I also think that there's something going on with him with an injury because he just wasn't wrestling at the end there. So I think that will come into play. The guys in this weight class, extremely tough, the top 8. But I think there's definitely a divide between 8 and the blood rounders. I think that, I'm confident that these 8 are going to All-American.
You are confident. Well, it is interesting that you also included Nasir Bailey. I found that interesting as you sent me.
Yeah.
These.
Yeah, because it's all based on how he's wrestling right now. A month ago, there's no way I would have included him. Actually, you know what, Zach? I take that back. Remember when in our forum I said that I was going through the Iowa guys. I said Nasir Bailey at All-American, and you guys were all laughing at me. I just think that I think that he can be lazy, but when he's focused and he's doing well, he does well. When he loses, though, man, he loses. He loses by a lot. Yeah. But I think he's got just enough what it takes. I would say that I'd say Braden Davis is what I would have. If there was one of the blood rounders in, I'd say Braden Davis would be the guy.
Ooh, Penn State fans. Okay. Cornell Kevin, he's maybe got a little, what is it?
What are you
when
talking about?
Make a decision and then you kind of regret it? Maybe regret?
Oh, no. No regret.
You got a little
No regret, man.
about Braden Davis? Okay, let's go look back and look at mine. Okay. We don't have to make this a fast show, dude. I've seen the other shows out there. They're not that fast.
I heard some people not that fast. There's some that were hours long, but good for those guys. That was fun that they did that. Well, that's the thing, Zach.
Fun.
They just doing it anyway. So they're like, let's just record it while we do it. And you know what?
I watched it.
Not only you. They're not only you, but there was like 400 people watching.
I'm just kind of mad I didn't do it, Bosch. That's all it is. I'm mad I didn't do it.
400 people watching. It was funny because Bosch at one point goes, what is everybody doing right now? It's like a Monday afternoon and you guys are watching us fill out brackets.
I know.
One thing I will say is I see some people picking Composto over Cornella, and it's driving me nuts because Cornella's beaten him 3 times this year. Composto has 4 losses. He's beaten him 3 times. He has not taken Cornella down 1 time.
Ooh.
What do you think the chances are? Do you think it's even possible for Cornella to beat Hardy? What would you say percentage-wise?
Yeah. No, that's
20%?
Dude, 35? Can I go 35?
Really?
35%? And this is interesting. William Short makes a good point in the comments. Bet $100 on Stanich and hope for the best. Well,
yeah.
We haven't even really mentioned the DraftKings odds that I put up on the screen. That is really, we're missing the ball on that because really we should be looking at outliers here in the DraftKings odds. And I'll be as transparent as possible. I did bet Iowa to finish top 5. I bet $100. I forget exactly what the odds were. I also bet, this was crazy, and again, I guess shout out to Bash. They said Nebraska plus 800 to finish second. Nebraska plus 800 to finish second. And then I went and looked at it real quick, and I thought that actually could happen. So I also bet that, not 100. That was a half unit. I bet a half unit on Nebraska. I don't think that's likely, but DraftKings
hey, man, you don't know. They got their whole team there.
Folks. They're out. And you're up on the screen. And you should be taking advantage of some of these. I mean, in my opinion, if you look at the Olympics, in my opinion, the worst odds I've ever seen in the history of DraftKings was the Olympic wrestling betting odds. And I did I not?
They don't
yes,
know.
I did take advantage of them. Oh, they have no clue.
Yeah.
They
don't know what they're doing, man. That's why they take them off. They take them out right away, man. They put them on there and they're like, we got to take these off. We got to take these off right away because we screwed up.
And I hate to say it, but I did win money on the loss that Spencer Lee took because, dude, the other way that DraftKings works is the more money that comes in on someone, the heavier the odds sway. All Americans are betting on Spencer Lee, dude, and it swayed so heavy that way. I did bet even though I was rooting for Spencer, America, but I just had the odds didn't make sense.
Final.
Anyway. Okay, where are we at here? My 141. Okay, let's move on. 149 picks. Yeah. No, you're right. All right, here we go. 149. My All-Americans, folks, fired up. Van Ness. I got winning. I don't think Kevin does. Jackson Joy second. Coy Biskins. I'd love to see him win, but that's a tough path. But I do have him overtaking Colin Guy. Lachlan McNeil. He's a big Cactus guy. Cactus loves Lachlan McNeil. And can't blame him. Number 6, Wazlewski. Number 7, Swiderski. Say that's 5 times fast. And number 8, Ethan Stiles. You disagree with this? My blood rounders, Ryder Block, Caleb Tyest, Zargo, and David Evans. This is about the spot you start to see absolutely huge names hitting in the blood round, Kevin. You ready to give yours?
Yeah. I just want to say I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Zach, because
what
you pronounced You pronounced Biskins and Guy's name right.
Yeah.
You didn't say Bujins and Gaj.
And I said it 5 times fast.
Because
Say that 5 times fast.
like I said, man, so many times I've seen us. Gaj? Is it you, me, and Wayne? Gaj, Bujin. Like, dude, when they wrestled each other, I was like, oh man, I'm dreading this show. Meanwhile, you got Jason Bryant pronouncing like, Muhammad Hussein Sarakali from Iran, and we're like, Gaj. But anyway,
I've gotten to the point I don't have any dismay towards anyone who says any names incorrectly. It's free game. There's so many names. It's so hard.
You can't.
It's just. But Craig Whitaker says I'm a traitor taking Van Ness. All right, I assume that's taking Van Ness. Kevin, let's hear yours. Let's go.
All right, so yeah, I believe in my guy. I think that, man, I can't remember if I took Swiderski to beat Shane Van Ness or not. I did. I picked Swiderski to win that match. Shane Van Ness has one of like the most difficult. It reminds me of one year when Yanni was the 1 seed and he had to wrestle an All-American every single round. Even the first round, he had to wrestle an All-American. He's got an All-American second round in Frost. I mean, after Brown, he wrestles Brown first round. It's, and Shane Van Ness is the favorite to win this bracket. Don't get it wrong. However, what we've seen from him, can he focus that many matches in a row and seal the deal? Because as it goes on, you're getting guys that actually are going to have a gas tank, that aren't going to just run out of bounds while they have the lead to give up, 3 stall points. You're going to have tougher guys. I think that Biskins won that match versus Guy. He won that match. That was a very poorly officiated match. Horrendous, actually. So I'm not going to, I think he's going to beat Guy. And then I think that I like Biskins over Swiderski. Joy, I think his toughest match would be second round versus Ryder Block. I think that he matches up very well against Valencia. And Valencia, for as tough as he is, we saw Biskins beat Valencia 14-4, 14-5 this year. I think that Valencia can beat Styles, but everybody has got McNeil. Has there ever been an 11 seed that has had an easier path to the semifinal than Lachlan McNeil? Ever. I'm not saying easy, but has there ever been a, like...
And also a defending
he's the favorite.
Yeah.
He's the favorite to make the semis. Like, I mean, he'll beat Wazalewski. I'm almost sure of it.
Okay, that's interesting. Folks, if you didn't draft McNeil, yikes. Now, here's what else is interesting. If you check the comments here, we got a lot of people commenting, okay? First of all, Christian says, I'm peaking at Nationals. Obviously, this is when I plan on peaking.
Yeah.
This is when I start taking all my vitamins and minerals, as what I've heard on. I've heard that else on Twitter and X. Have you heard that, Kevin? People, and now's the time of year they start taking their vitamins and minerals.
I have not heard
No
that.
comment. No comment.
No comment.
Okay. That's just what I've read.
But what
I don't know.
You know what Zach, on that top side, Carter Young is really good, even though he didn't look so against Van Ness for 2 periods. Carter Young is tough. He majored, I think, Biskins before.
Okay,
Last year,
justified.
I think he majored him. That's something to look at. And McNeil's just, what's funny is when we did that thing with Cactus, the picks.
Yep.
How hard did we bust on Jack there for picking
we
Lachlan
busted his
McNeil?
balls so hard we broke them.
Dude, we were just,
Turns
oh my
out
God, we ripped him
Our
apart.
balls are busted. Yeah.
Well, not really, because guess what? Did you know they went on a show and switched their picks? Some of them.
What?
And he switched his pick and he doesn't have Lachlan McNeil anymore. I was laughing so hard. I go, dude, you could have looked like a genius, and now you
Cactus.
and pick him again. And why are they
That's
switching
crazy
picks anyway?
I would assume Cactus Wrestling. You know how long it takes for a cactus to actually grow, Kevin? Decades. I would have thought that they would be the most stable in their picks because of giving the cactus, right? Dynamic?
Apparently not, man.
Maybe
I
I'm
didn't know
wrong
we
there.
could switch picks, but
Can't switch picks.
you
You
know,
can't
I
switch
think
them. Well, I switched
I
'em.
like, I don't think that McNeil can beat Joy. I just think that that's a terrible matchup style-wise for McNeil. As far as, not only the mat wrestling, but just his length, and I just don't see it. But
Yeah.
Jackson Joy is 0-3 lifetime against Biskins.
Ooh.
So
I
that's
love
something to
Biskins.
watch.
And Papa
Yeah.
Biskins is in the comments. And let me tell you something right now. I'm going to flash back to my predictions. And if there's a wrestler I'm rooting for more than any of them, Papa Biskins, it's your son. I would absolutely love for Coy Biskins to win this. I really would. I really would.
I feel like nobody's giving him enough credit. Like when I'm watching other shows, I feel like they don't understand how good he is.
No, and
they don't
with
understand.
meaning he has a real chance to win this. Like, yeah,
Yes,
I don't say
yeah.
that.
I mean, that's I have him
in
in the finals,
hyperbole.
and you know what? I feel like that match could be a coin flip in the finals, and also I think that they don't realize that he beat Guy this year, and he beat him a second time. I don't care what anyone
Yeah.
says. He beat him
Yeah,
in the
go
finals.
watch
ACC.
that last match. Go ahead and go pick
And-
Guy over Biskins and go watch that last match, and then you're gonna.
Even if
regret
Van Ness beats Swiderski, I like Biskins to win that semifinal, no matter who he's wrestling. But this weight, I remember a lot of people at the beginning of the year, 149 is so weak. It turned out that this is going to be a fun weight to watch. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I think this is a way you're gonna see an upset, but we got to move on. We got to
Yep.
move on. Okay, let's go ahead. 157, folks. Here are my All-Americans. PJ Duke. Here's my big shocker, Kevin. Here it is. Here is my big upset. Cannon Webster. Cannon Webster, baby. That's right. Fired up Cannon Webster. He's going to make the finals, folks. Cannon Webster. He's going to beat Antrell Taylor, who gets third. He's going to beat Meyer Shapiro, who gets fourth. Brandon Cannon gets fifth. Robideau sixth. Larkin seventh. And Cardenas eighth. My blood rounders are Catcherbone. These are some phenomenal blood rounders, if mind I say so. Catcherbone, Jude Swisher, Vinny Zerbin, and Ty Waters. Dude, they could very easily be 4 All-Americans.
What did you have go on? Where did you have Larkin losing?
Okay, let me look. To Robideau.
'Cause-
Robideau! I saw it. I
Really?
saw that
Okay.
match. Yeah, in the quarterfinals, Larkin loses to Robideau, and let me give you my blood round while I'm at it. I forgot to give you my blood round. Last weight class. Catcherbone Larkin. Winner is an All-American. Swisher Cannon. Jude Swisher, Brandon Cannon. That's your blood round matchup to be an All-American. Vinny Zerbin. Taylor. Yeah, I said it. Antrell Taylor and Vinny Zerbin wrestling to be an All-American. And Cardenas and Waters. Ty Waters right on the outside looking in. Cardenas wins that.
Yeah. It's an interesting bracket for sure. I know a lot of people think I think Waters is going to beat Swisher. I think Waters will beat Swisher in that second round matchup. So it will be Waters and Shapiro in the quarterfinals. I don't think it's going to be Swisher and Shapiro. I think that as a Cornell fan, I think I said this before, I'd rather see Shapiro wrestle Webster than Antrell Taylor because, again, I think Antrell Taylor will not shoot and Shapiro will get impatient like he did last year and he'll take a wild shot in the third period. And Antrell Taylor will be sitting there waiting to counter, So I think that Larkin and Duke is going to be a wild match. I think that
If he can get
Larkin
there.
is an interesting feel. I think Larkin's an interesting feel where Like, I think Shapiro's better off if he ends up wrestling Larkin. He's better off having wrestled him already because he's such a unique feel. But Duke is so strong, he's so powerful, and he's a big, And I know I've been watching Duke since he's 12 years old, and he's on right now, man. This is a guy that's only lost 3 folk style matches ever.
Yeah, let's take a breath, dude. Let's just take a breath. We don't have to rush through this. Let's take a breath and really talk about this weight class because PJ Duke, what he showed us in the last matchup against Antrell Taylor was basically the best wrestler I've ever seen in my life. That's like the take. And that's probably what everyone is thinking right now. I mean, obviously, that's the best version of PJ Duke you're going to get. However, the reality is that if PJ Duke and Antrell Taylor face again, it's also not going to look like that, right? Antrell Taylor's now going to make adjustments back forward. And all wrestlers who face PJ Duke. But I'm just saying overall, in an overall sense of the matter, PJ Duke, and if we look at the DraftKings odds, PJ Duke being a minus 110 favorite. When Kevin, a week ago, he was the number 5 guy ranked in this weight class. And this week on DraftKings, he's a minus 110 favorite. To me, if I'm a betting man on DraftKings, this is the weight class where there's an opportunity to take advantage of betting odds because, I mean, who was ranked? I mean, I think it was freaking Brandon Cannon was ranked number 1. I don't even think I see Brandon Cannon's odds on the screen, dude.
Well, there's too many unknowns with this. First of all, Brandon Cannon at one point was the best wrestler in this weight class. Don't forget that.
Absolutely.
He was, but he's injured, right? And he's got to get his gas tank back going. But maybe he does, in a couple weeks. Now, from what I saw with PJ Duke and Cannon, I don't think that Cannon at his best can beat Duke right now. The thing with Duke is the thing I did not like about watching him wrestle this year is I felt like he was doing that Penn State thing where their freshman year, they just clam up and they're just focused on their baseline defense and they're like Lillidahl last year. And I was like, where did Duke's offense go? Because Duke is his offense, man. I've seen this kid do crazy things. He's got foot sweeps. He's got all sorts of, he's got an arsenal on him, right? And it just was gone. But then Big Tens came, and all of a sudden I'm seeing this kid look like he can score 20 points a match. And that is what I was telling you and your dad. I'm like, if that PJ Duke shows up, then that's the guy that's going to win it. But until Big Tens, I did not see that from him, I just saw him, maybe it was worried about staying undefeated. I don't know. Antrell Taylor can make people look bad the way he wrestles. But I think that the only 2 guys that even have a shot to beat Duke is Shapiro and Larkin, just because of their strange styles. Shapiro's mat wrestling, but Shapiro better wrestle a heck of a lot better than he did in that Ivy final to even have a chance. In the Ivy semi, he looked like a machine against Owen there, Kai Owen. But then in the final, this is a guy that Shapiro teched twice. He's teched him twice. He beat him 9-2 a couple weeks prior. Larkin, same thing. I don't think anyone else has a shot to beat PJ Duke, not even close. And you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if Duke put it on Larkin and Shapiro. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying those 2 are the only ones I think can even have a chance at beating him, just stylistic wise.
I've called him flaky, shaky Shapiro, folks. Okay? That's what I've called him. And he
doesn't appreciate that.
He doesn't appreciate that. And he should not appreciate that. But I'm here to tell you right now, this is a gauntlet. A gauntlet. I'm going to tell you my blood round matchups to just become an All-American. What I have in this weight class: Catcherbone Larkin, Swisher Cannon, Zerbin Taylor, Cardenas, and Waters is my blood round matchups. I will say this, Kevin, to your point, do I think that Shapiro lacks the talent? I think Meyer Shapiro is purely, genuinely, and purely more talented a human being than PJ Duke, if you ask me. Like, if you ask me to start both those guys in any sport in the world, football or I think Shapiro is a way better pure athlete. But I also think Shapiro, I think Shapiro he's almost an over-talented, and I kind of touched on this with the Larkins. I saw this in the Larkins. When you're so talented and so smart at so many things, it's very easy to get distracted. I kind of see that in Shapiro's wrestling, right? Like
people are asking me, was he injured last? I'm like, no, he wasn't injured. He got in his own head. That's what I saw. I saw someone that went out there.
What I'm saying.
He went out there against a guy. He went out there against a guy that he teched 17-0 last year at the Ivy Finals. And all of a sudden, he was overthinking everything. I think he got taken down at the beginning. He got the reversal. And all of a sudden, he starts overthinking stuff. And I was waiting. I'm like, okay, when's he going to go? When's he going to go? And I'm like, is he going to lose this match? Really? That's a horrible sign. However, he's got a good attitude right now about it. And we'll see. You know what I mean? I hope
I'll say this.
I hope he wrestles his best. That's all I want to see is him wrestle his best.
Like, I think you might have said it there, Kevin. Like, I don't know what it is. I can't put my thumb on it, but it's not a lack of talent out of Shapiro. It's just a lack of, like, can he focus for the duration of this entire long weekend and overcome? It's not even just a PJ Duke. Dude, look at the dudes he's got to beat. I mean, he's got to overcome some extreme individuals here, and for that reason,
I like his path. I do like his path though, Zach. I mean, his first two matches, he's never had first two matches like that in NCAAs. His first two matches, he should steamroll these guys.
So maybe that's good.
I think he matches up great against Waters, and he will not lose to Jude Swisher again. I can promise you that much. I can promise you that. But his semi is going to be tough because it's an NCAA semifinal. So no matter who you wrestle in the NCAA semifinals, it's going to be a tough match. But this weight class I'm super excited about. I can't wait to see it. And I think from the second round on, it's just going to be fire.
Oh, no, dude. This is one of maybe the top 2, top 3, maybe the best one. I'll show you mine. This is my upset. Kind of my outlier weight class. I got Cannon Webster coming in as your number 2 placer, folks. That's right. Cannon Webster. They've been going through a lot out of there in Illinois. Coach Poeta let go. I don't know the details. I also don't know the details of CBU wrestling. I do know, before we go to 165, convenient time to take a nice little break. I do know this came out. And this was an email leaked from the athletic director, CBU, basically asking, thank you for understanding, a support on graduating students is one we can support. But campus-wide, we are putting a hold on publicity for men's swimming and diving and men's golf and wrestling. Any athletes used for this sport must come from our remaining teams, and as blacked out suggested earlier, I would recommend leaning into our spring sports program beginning competition next month. That sounds a little hush-hush to me. I don't like that.
I saw that.
Sounds like we got
Saturday Night
some bigger problems we might got to talk about. We might got to start talking about some bigger problems, maybe some bigger campus problems here at CBU. Okay, and I didn't, he never hit me back for an interview. I challenged him to an interview. I never heard back. So, hashtag keep CBU wrestling. Go follow them on Twitter. Everything else, dude. It's a nice little break before we move on here, Kevin. But if I'm being honest, that email really kind of irritates me. I'm just going to say that.
I was kind of hoping. I saw Saturday Night Lights post that, and was hoping to see more responses
Well,
in
and
the
I'm going to
comment section
bring
from it.
Kristen or Nolan back on the show here this week, folks, and we're going to get a follow-up because it kind of hindered me off to this, and I'll be honest, I didn't want to jump to conclusions. However, if this is, I mean, I'm also going to be here to expose if it's a problem. And to me, now it's kind of seeming like a problem. Because you're gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't want anyone to talk.
They don't want
anyone to talk about
they
it.
can't talk about it. No, now I got a problem with it, dude. You know what I mean? Now I got a real problem with this CBU, and now we're gonna go to war. So strap up. Anyway, moving on. My goodness, getting fired up here tonight. Let's go on here. 165. Here are my All-Americans. Messenbrink, Blaze, Caliendo, Lockett, Bianchi, Brignola. I got Nico Ruiz falling back to number 7 and Arujo. I really like that LJ Arujo kid. I said it when Nebraska wrestled Penn State. I said I want to see this kid. He showed me it, that matchup against Messenbrink. I liked it. My blood rounders, Uten, unfortunately, Barbosa, Sparks, and Scholes. That's crazy, Kevin. Or is it? Here are Kevin's, folks. Go ahead, Kevin. Messenbrink.
Yeah, so I really had a hard time after Messenbrink.
I know.
I think
Everyone
Messenbrink is gonna. I think he's gonna bonus his way through, have 100% bonus season. Which, if he does, he'll be the only guy outside of Dan Gable his junior year to have 100% bonus rate.
Wow.
So that's crazy.
Hashtag
Closest to do it was Kyle Sanderson senior year. He was one match away. They used to count the All-Star Classic, and he won 6-1 in the All-Star Classic when they counted it. That was the only match he didn't bonus the guy. But I think that Messenbrink can do it. I'm just curious to see. There's so many, there's so many inconsistent guys after him, right? I was surprised at myself that I picked Caliendo over Blaze after what I saw last time, but then I see Blaze.
Let's start with Blaze. Yeah.
He almost lost to Tyler Lillard, right? And he might have even lost that match. And then he loses to Barbosa, and I'm like, man, I don't know if this is not the guy that I can see beating Caliendo, even though I felt like Caliendo was not really that close in that match, but I feel like Caliendo, I trust him more now after seeing those 2 matches from Blaze.
Okay, well, Caliendo is just a guy that you trust. It reminds me of Patrick Kennedy. It's just a guy you trust. You know he's going to be there. You know he's going to AA. But, okay.
Yeah, I just think that I trust him in the semifinals more. I think that like Ryder Downey, he's been on and off. Lockett, I just see a kid that I don't know if it's like he just doesn't seem like he's got that fire, right?
No,
like
he's
he
just
had
young. That
when he wrestled Caliendo, man, he was just like he was ready to go. Now I see a guy that's just like, and hey, man, it's a tough season for a true freshman, and he wrestled in all last summer and all the world championships and everything, and I don't know.
Now, you know what I see when I see Lockett? I see an uber talented kid who's so talented, he's a little distracted. Like, okay, and I'm not gonna act like I was an athlete, but I kind of was there in my small little fish pond hometown where, yeah, like you can get distracted because you're a good enough athlete. You're getting all the girls, dude. You're getting, all of a sudden, distractions. I see Ladarian Lockett. I see a little bit of distraction coming in. Maybe I'm wrong. And that's why, and let's go back to my picks here. And I don't blame him for it, dude. Could you imagine me at that age? I couldn't imagine me at that age. I would be so distracted, I probably wouldn't be on the team anymore. Anyway, Lockett is keeping it together, and I mean, I have him 4th, you have him 3rd, but
I have him losing to Ruiz again in the quarterfinals. And then I have him I have him beating Blaze and then beating Ruiz.
Whoa.
So
Let's look at
I don't know,
Kevin's.
man. I just feel like he's kind of goes against David Taylor's like mold that he's trying to create on the team, right? I feel like he doesn't fit the mold. He is a exceptional athlete.
Well,
And
maybe
what
he's a
I
little
saw
more
from him in that,
personable.
well, I'm just talking about wrestling. Like when he's wrestled Caliendo that first time, that was the best I've ever seen him wrestle. He was doing things that blew my mind in that match. I was just like, wow, look at this guy. And he just seems like there's like an endurance issue. And I don't know, man. This might not be anything either. But when I was watching the Stilly Boys there, and they had that tornado thing, right? Zach, when I was wrestling, there was nothing that could prevent me from like, I just want like wrestling, like finishing the match and stuff. He was just, he wanted nothing more to stop. Now I get it. People are like, well, no kidding. There was a tornado going on. But when you're focused and stuff, man, you rely on your coaches to make up that decision, right? Like I'd be like, whatever you think. I can't think about that stuff right now. And I don't know. It just seemed like it was strange to me that he was just like, we need a break.
No,
we need
it's
a
not
break.
strange
we
at
want a
all,
break.
Kevin. You're seeing exactly what I saw, dude. LaDarian Lockett has a bigger picture mentality. That's what this is really about. LaDarian Lockett is planning on a brand of LaDarian Lockett, like that being a brand and making that a brand. And he's got the bigger picture mentality. Like I don't think, maybe I'm wrong, but I think that
Someone
might be
should
a
tell him
differential.
that a national title will work itself into that brand, right? Or a
Well,
national,
that would be a great
focus on the
start.
wrestling.
That would be a great start. But no, maybe, I go back to my original point. I just don't, I see him maybe not entirely focused, but he's focused. But he's also very much concerned about other areas, if I could say it
Guys
that way.
that I think are kind of overrated right now. I think that, Bianchi was undefeated for the longest time, all up till February. Then he lost to Lockett. When he didn't win the Pac 4, I was just like, what? And it was a bad loss that he had, like a real bad loss, to the point where the loss was so bad, I'm just thinking to myself, I don't know how I can pick this guy to even All-American. And looking at my picks, I don't even have him in the blood round. And I completely stand by that. Because if you're in a conference tournament and like the Pac 4, and you end up losing to Anthony Berg from Cal Poly, to me, you don't stand a chance when it comes NCAA time.
Mm-hmm. Jay Stock in the comments,
see.
the Lockett thing is a pressure issue. It's a jump beating high school kids up every week to high pressure, knockdown, drag out matches every week, and intensity is about to pick up. No, I mean, there's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that, and I will also say to Lockett's credit, he stepped it up. I mean, he is there. He's absolutely there. I literally picked him to beat.
I kind of question, like, think about U20s, man. He was a world silver medalist, right? He the year before. And then he goes in this year. What did he get? 5th? I mean, the same weight class, the same age group. I was just kind of surprised by that, and it was a very good weight class. And I'm not saying this kid isn't awesome. I'm just wondering where his head is at. And ultimately, I want to see all these guys on their best wrestling each other, right? I'm rooting for all of them to, but man, the pressure on these true freshmen, these 18-year-old kids is just insane. That's why when you look at the freshman champs, there's so few of them, especially true freshmen, because, one little thing, like Yanni's little glimpse of that 10 seconds of making a bad decision as an 18-year-old cost him from being an undefeated true freshman. It just takes a little bit. And you do that at the wrong time at NCAAs, then that's it, But when I see a guy like, Jackson PJ, I think that they're just they're focused, and they're a different kind of breed.
Let me say this before we move on about Lockett. He just lost to Ruiz. But if I'm an Oklahoma State Cowboy fan, that could be the best loss that Lockett ever takes in his career. He might learn more from that loss. I mean, he might have a chance and an opportunity to win a national championship now because of that loss. Whereas if he beat, you know what I mean? And that's the kind of thing that we often talk about that with Penn State wrestlers, paying the kale tax. PJ Duke lost a match, and clearly he's gotten a lot better, right? I mean,
why
wouldn't we expect the same thing to happen to Lockett?
What do you think about the mentality of these guys when they know that Mitchell Messenbrink is going to win this weight? Do you think that any of these guys think, and I know people will be like, oh, it's a stupid question, but do you think that they think they can win this weight class? And how much does that play a role in maybe them feeling defeated at times? Because honestly, they can say that they think they can win, but
no,
they can say they all can say they think they can win, but I just don't think they think they can win.
But how about this, Kevin? If Messenbrink goes out and rolls his ankle or shoulder goes out of socket, first match of the tournament, and Messenbrink's out, how much does the mentality of every other wrestler in this bracket change? Or for that sake, any of these top dogs at any weight classes? Because the reality is this very well could happen. I mean, Messenbrink, especially given the style that he wrestles, could go out. All of a sudden, dude, I literally had it happen to me. You're in the prime, and all of a sudden, boom, you're making a move, and your shoulder's out of socket. You're done. Messenbrink out. And then all of a sudden, every other wrestler is looking at this as like, wow, maybe I should have taken this a little more serious, right? Like, yes, we all assume Messenbrink's going to win this, but
it's looking at, and even Zach, even looking at like Caliendo and Blaze are on the opposite side. So even if they don't think they can win, they're like, I can make this national final. Whereas Lockett and Ruiz, that's why I picked Ruiz to beat Lockett again on this side, was because of who was up next, Messenbrink. And I thought maybe it would be too much for Lockett to handle, knowing that when he wins, he's got Messenbrink. I'm not saying he's afraid or anything. I'm just saying it's a lot to take in. So that's why I picked him to lose to Ruiz and then beat Ruiz afterwards. But
okay,
you want to jump to 74?
Yeah, Messenbrink tied for the highest favorite on DraftKings to win a title there, folks. So, shouldn't be much to debate upon there. But let's go on.
By the way, man, sorry, Larkin there. I saw the bet you put on that shows there for Larkin at 157. I'd be all over that. It was like 8. What was it? 8 plus 850 or something?
Okay, Caleb Larkin, the 157 national champion, is plus 750. That is a good bet.
That's a steal
I'd take
bet.
That. Like he's not likely to win, but dude, if there's a guy who does, it's not PJ Duke, that would be it, right? I mean, he already showed us he can beat Shapiro. He didn't, but he was close. Get a little there. All right,
I don't know about that.
Get your money's worth, folks. Get your money's worth. All right, we'll move on here. Where are we at? 174. Here are my 174 All-Americans and Blood Rounders. Levi Haynes, true dog. I got Ruiz beating Minto to make the finals. Harchula 4th, Singleton 5th, Bo Montanona, Kennedy, and Steed. I got your Blood Rounders. Wask, Gaitan, Schubert, and Facundo. These Blood Rounders, this is ruthless, dude. Absolutely ruthless. I'm also a big fan of the Montanona Bros. And sneak peek, I got them both All-American. Kevin, ready to give yours?
Yeah, so, talk about paths, right? And Simon Ruiz's path is absolutely brutal for a 2 seed, and I'll tell you why. First of all, Valencia first round, I saw that match live. He only beat Valencia 7-5 in the dual meet. He was dealing with an injury, which is better now, but still, that's a close match to have. When you're the 2 seed, you're hoping that you get somebody that you can just blow through the first round, right? Maybe even the
Oh
second
yeah.
round. But so you got a guy that, you beat by 2 points about a month ago. Then you win that, you get an All-American Danny Wesk second round, who you beat last year a couple times, but the kid is tough, man. That's definitely a match you got to be on your game and focus for. Um, I like that matchup for him. I'm just saying these are two, not, when you're looking at the two guys that Shapiro faces first 2 rounds, then look at the two guys Ruiz faces, there's a significant difference. Then Steed. Now, I think Steed is really, really good. The thing is I don't think that Steed matches up good against Ruiz, because I feel like the things that he excels at, Ruiz excels at, and he's just a little bit better, right? Like the cradles, the mat wrestling, things like that. Whereas if Steed was up against just about anybody else except for Haynes, I would go Steed. Then you got Minto if you win that. So you got a guy you beat by 2. Then you got an All-American if you win. Then you got Steed, who's one of the best guys in the country. And then you got Minto. And Minto is as good as they get. And it's going to be an interesting match. Now, Simon is a tough kid, man, and he's healthy right now. He's totally healthy. And his top game is
Good to know.
fantastic. And this is a guy that lost to Levi in the last 10 seconds last year. I think this is Levi's weight to win.
But you're also telling us Ruiz is 100% healthy and he lost to Levi in the last 10 seconds. Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah, and at NCAA's last year. 1 second, Zach, sorry. There you go, bud.
Okay.
So at NCAA's last year was 1-1 with 10 seconds left. Ruiz took a shot, and Haynes was able to get the go behind. He won 4-1. That's how close they were last year. They both had spectacular summers. Ruiz, I was really worried about this year. Like, really, I was watching, I'm like, man, he just doesn't look good. But now he's healthy. He looks good. I just think that, of course, I picked him to make the finals, but I'm telling you what, every match is going to be a dogfight for him. Every one of them. All 4 matches, if he is able to win them and get to the final, it's going to be a brutal path for him.
Yeah. No, you are not kidding. In fact, I'll give you my blood round matchups, which does include Wask, which is Ruiz's second round matchup. I got Wask Kennedy in a blood round matchup. Winner is an All-American. Gaetan Montanona. Blood round matchup, folks. Winner is an All-American. Schubert Steed in my bracket. Winner is an All-American. And Alex Facundo, the former Penn State Nittany Lion, now Oklahoma State Cowboy, going up against Jared Sima. Winner, All-American. That's my blood round. And I got Hartzler beating Kennedy in the semifinals. And I know Kennedy's 2-1 on the season, but man, if I also bet Iowa to place top 5. So I need Kennedy to win that matchup, but
I think that
could go a lot of ways.
Facundo, man, I just gotta see more offense out of him. I have him losing to Matt Nona in the second round. Yeah, the second round. But there was some match on here else. There was another one that I looked at that I was like, you wonder which Pinto is going to show up against Schubert. Schubert's actually grew up right around where I live, actually. Tackett's and Augustine is a great first-round match. That's a fantastic first-round match. There's a lot of really good first-round matches. Singleton, I got beaten Gaetan and then losing to Minto. I think Minto's a really bad matchup for Singleton. I just don't see that going well for him. Karchla and Kennedy, I don't know. Who wins this time, right?
Yeah, that's 50-50. I can't get the Singleton match out of my head. His toughness. He busted his whole front mouth out and kept wrestling.
Another thing, Zach,
I have to make him. an
Dog of the
All-American.
year.
Yeah, he's actually in the running for
I,
the dog of the year, given that.
I say how tough Steed is. I also wouldn't be surprised if he lost to Tackett's second round at the same time. Who is really tough dude from Bucknell.
You having your
It's
blood
all about
rounders.
blood rounders. I got.
Yeah, you got Takis, Owens, Schubert, Facundo.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's one of your blood round matchups there at 174.
Yeah,
Not
I
much
got
to talk about here. You look at the DraftKings
Yeah.
odds. Honestly, the most interesting thing I thought, Levi is tied with Messenbrink for the highest DraftKings odds to win it all. Like,
That's surprising. That's weird.
like,
That
I'm
is
pretty
weird.
sure Jax Forrest minus 240. Mendez minus 250. Okay, let me go through. Van Ness minus 250. Duke minus 110. Messenbrink 500. I mean, Levi is the second biggest favorite at DraftKings to win a title, folks. And it's
I'd be all over a Minto or a Ruiz.
Dude. It's not even close.
I'd be on.
In fact, third place isn't even close. It's Josh Barr, and no one's even close to him at minus 350. After Josh Barr, you're getting into the minus 100s. How are we all?
I think that if you're going to take a bet, man, it's going to be Larkin. I would take Larkin, and I would take Minto or Ruiz, plus 600, plus 700.
Levi Haynes, folks, tied for your biggest DraftKings odds for your champion. I don't understand.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, but that's a fact. That's a fact. We're going to move on here. All right, here's my 184-pound All-Americans, Blood Rounders, and DraftKings odds. I'm going McAnally. I'm going Welsh. I'm going 8 Angelo Ferraris, what that should say.
What's it say?
It says AJ.
Oh, AJ.
I got too many
Did
Ferraris
you put that on mine, too?
I got too many Ferraris in my head, dude. I got Angelo getting third, Sinclair fourth, Montanona fifth, the other Montanona fifth, Allred, Nietenbach, and Conaway. My AAers, P. Ryan, Cartoniga, Walsh, Fishback, and more. In fact, I want to also note the funnest wrestleback I have is Ferrari Fishback. Funnish Fishback. Ferrari Fishback blood round matchup. Potential. Winners and All-American. Because Ferrari obviously has Sinclair. I'm going to say Sinclair wins the first time. And then I'm going to say they are going to go ahead and face each other again in a third place battle. And Ferrari's going to win that matchup to take third. You cannot expect one of these two guys to just win these matchups back to back. You know what I mean? It's take one this one, take the other that one. Am I crazy, Kevin? You're All-American.
No, I hear that.
All right, here you go, Kevin. You got Sinclair, Welsh, McAnally, Ferrari, and
all right,
Campos. Who? Fishback. Allred, Nietenbach. Tell us.
Okay, so I don't have Conway All-American because he lost to Campos, and that really kind of, I don't know, man. That was a huge hit for me when I saw that he lost that. Now, Campos is tough. He's going to be a tough out for anybody. He's got Angelo second round. Campos is the guy that wrestled Cunningham in the finals of the Scuffle, and they had that crazy, 15-14 match or whatever. He's very funky. I think that Ferrari is a horrible matchup for him, however. I have Ferrari winning. And then I got Sinclair beating Ferrari only because I would pick Ferrari if he was healthy and if he'd been wrestling. But I think that, that's why I have Sinclair. And then I was really thinking Sinclair and McAnally. I'm like, man, I couldn't decide on this. And I thought about their first match this year, right? And I also thought about their best 2 out of 3 at the U20 finals, the World Team Trial finals, how they split the first 2. And then, man, Sinclair had that match. He had that match. McAnally did the rolling start, took him down right at the end, and then he went on a world title. I think that Sinclair is on a mission to not lose to McAnally after he saw him win a world title that he probably thought should be his.
Ooh, that's a good point.
But I'm really, really pissed that they have Rocco all by himself on the other side.
Yeah.
When I say all by himself, I don't mean any disrespect to, Fishback.
Conway.
You had that match against Welsh, man. You had the win, right? You had that win. For him to blow that match, that was insane. And that dual
Yeah,
meet.
I agree.
I have him going to the semis and wrestling Welsh again.
And you know what? This is the weight class that everyone just safely assumes. And let me make a crazy bet. This is the weight class. Something crazy is gonna happen. I bet Rocco Welsh falls off. I'm just gonna bet Rocco Welsh is gonna lose and not make the finals. I'm gonna make a bold prediction. In fact, I'm bringing it out all night. You know what? I'm bringing it out right now. The big ball's gone. Dude, if you're still watching, I'm bringing it out right now. First time all night.
What is that? The big ball's gone?
Yeah, the big ball's gone, baby. When you make a big balls call, you got to hit the big ball's gone, boys.
Oh, shoot. I did a
I'm
stat.
changing my picks.
That's awesome. Big ball's gone. I updated the chart. I wish I would have sent that to you with all the sudden victory matches. And it's insane. Top 10 guys have had 34 sudden victory or tiebreaker matches where there's only been one takedown.
Oh.
Think about that. How awful that is. That's horrible.
Do you have that
one takedown, sudden victory, or tiebreaker matches?
Or can we?
Oh, yeah, Zach, it's not even close. The other ones, just off the top of my head, I would say they have like maybe five, maybe at the most 10, 34. It's horrible.
So you're getting fireworks at 184, baby. That's what we know. That's the only thing we know.
Really good early on matches. When you're looking at this, I mean, you got a Fishback Matt Nona match, second round. Where else was there?
Oh, yeah.
Zack Ryder. How is Zack Ryder going to look? We don't know how he's going to look.
Not good.
Or what if his shoulder's going to be
Shoulder's
falling off.
Dunzo.
So you got Soldano as a guy that can pin anyone, but also can lose to anyone. But yeah, I was looking at, I got to say it again. I know I mentioned it last time, and this is no disrespect to Columbia. I love what Columbia is doing over there. But Joe Curtis, I made a little film I'm going to post. All the guys he's injured this year. Knee injuries.
A bully.
There's been three knee injury guys. There's been three guys their season ended to Joe Curtis. And the fourth one was his teammate, Izaroff, who has the starter.
Chris Moore's on deck.
Chris
Moore's on deck round one.
I'm telling you, man, I'm saying this because I want officials, if this guy starts twisting knees, pay attention. And he doesn't feel this much. He doesn't care. He gets up and he just walks over to the side like he's just ripped their knee apart,
Well, let me tell you what's going to happen. He's going to beat up Chris Moore. He's going to beat up Sal Red. And he's going to go beat up Rocco Welsh in the quarters.
No, let's not get carried away.
How outraged would Penn State fans be if Joe Curtis went out there and beat up Rocco Welsh?
It's not even. He's not. He's like 20-2 this year, but he's not beating Rocco Welsh.
Yeah, but unless let him get away with a couple things.
Rips his knee off. I do have him winning the first match against Chris Moore, but then I have him losing to All Red. I'm just saying, guys, if you're a fan, if you're a Nebraska fan or
you haven't beaten
Illinois
Chris
fan.
Wow. Because that's funny. I got Chris Moore losing in the blood round, Kevin, to Nietenbach.
Really?
To all, yeah, I could go.
I don't think I have. I don't even think I have him in the blood round. Chris Moore.
Well, you didn't do your
like
research, Kevin. You got to do more research.
No,
Listen,
I did. I watched him wrestle. He lost to the Cornell guy this year, like pretty handedly. Hansen there, and I don't know. Chris Moore. I don't think he has many good wins, does he?
Mm-hmm. That was early.
Let's see.
Other blood round matchups. I already mentioned this one. Ferrari Fishback could be possibly the best single blood round matchup in the entire tournament. If Angelo can't get by there. Other ones, Walsh, Allred, and P. Ryan Conway are my blood round matchups there at 184.
I have Conway losing to Campos again in the blood round. The guy he lost to in the EIWA finals. I have Allred beating Zach Ryder. I have Ferrari beating Matt Nona. I have Nietenbach beating the knee twister. Those are my blood rounders.
It's crazy how if you win one match, man, you lose the next one, you flip flop. Whole other side, baby. You get a whole new ball game. 197. Okay, let's go on 197. All right, here we go. My All-Americans, Bar, Elam, Novak, Sasso. Watch out for this Sonny Sasso kid, folks. I'm telling you, if there's an upset alert, it would be him. For me at this weight class. Number 5, Little. Number 6, Merrill. Number 7, Posada. Number 8, Parker. My blood rounders, Kevin, Max Stout, Camden McDaniel, Bennett Berge, and Justin Rademacher. I think you disagree with this a little bit, Kevin. You ready? Here we go. Here are yours. Here's Kevin's. Bar, Elam, Novak, Little, Sasso, McDaniel. He's got Rademacher. All-American. Mikey Squires, folks. Okay, look out. Kevin's going to tell us all about him. His blood rounders, Georg, Posada, Merrill, and Bechtold. Kevin, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a couple guys here that you're not going to really know a lot about, but I like Mikey Squires from Binghamton is really good. He's 20-3 this year, and I like the way he wrestles. I think that he's going to upset Stout first round. Then I have him losing to Merrill, and then I have him working his way in. I'm looking at then you would have Zarowski from Ryder, John from Maryland, and then I got him upsetting George, and then I have him losing to McDaniel. But that's how I have his path going. Another guy to watch out for if you want to looking for like a kind of a no-name guy, Andrew Real from Brown. He this year, I think he's like 33-3 or something. Not like a masterpiece of wins or anything, but real tough kid. And this weight class is not exactly loaded, right? Let's be real. But the match that blows my mind is how Rademacher and Arnold are first round. Think about how crazy that is.
Oh, you're not great for Iowa fans. Not great for Iowa fans. And especially as Iowa fans betting Iowa to finish top 5. Gabe Arnold's got to do something here. I mean, we really need Gabe Arnold. He cannot go like 0-2. Like, if you really look at it, I'll give you my blood round matchups. Stout, Sasso, McDaniel, Posada, Berge, Merrill, Parker, Rademacher. That's my blood round matchups. My predictions, where do I even see Arnold getting? I don't even think I see Arnold getting even close to the blood round. Gabe Arnold, let me tell you something right now. If he All-Americans in this weight class this year, it's a very impressive feat, my friend. Very impressive feat.
So here's the thing with Gabe Arnold, right? If he loses, say he loses to Rademacher, right? Right off the bat, he'll have a winnable match against Wasley. But then right after that, he's going to have the loser of Novak and George.
He's got Georg.
Huh?
Yeah, George. However you say
it. I was like, what? Who the hell's that? So
that's what
George and Novak, right? And then if he wins that, he's got Bennett Berge. So it's just like, whoa, man.
And then if he wins that, he's got to beat Cody Merrill to All-American.
He's just got a brutal, and let's face it, he didn't exactly have a really good NCAAs last year. A guy that has only been bonused.
We got to make up a new award because he's not going to get credit for Dog of the Year because he's not going to AA. He's not going to bring Iowa a lot of points. However, what he did do was basically serve Iowa's purpose at any and every weight class they needed a wrestler at throughout the year. Deserves a ton of credit. Gabe Arnold, frankly, deserves a ton of credit
So
dude, for being
last year,
such a team player.
He only's been bonus twice in his whole career, and last year it was at NCAA's both times. He got pinned by Parker in like 30 seconds, and he lost to Foka 12-1. And he never loses by more than like 3 or 4 points. And those were like, whoa, those 2 blowouts. But yeah, he's been a team player. He's had a heck of a year, but it sucks that I don't like that he's seated that way, not only for him, but just for the way the bracket lies, it just makes it where it's not what it should be, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Rademacher doesn't need that match first round, right? And then what happens is a guy that's not as good as him gets to go on farther because of the way this is seated. There has to be like some kind of, it's tough, man. It should be some kind of common sense thing here.
Domino effect.
Yeah.
You want to talk about domino effect? Lorraine in the comments. Question of the night: is a hot dog a sandwich? Do you consider a hot dog a sandwich, Kevin? And before you answer, be careful, dude. You're New York
it's not
guy.
a sandwich.
You're New
It's
York
not
guy.
a sandwich.
It's not a sandwich.
It's not a sandwich. We got white hots up here too. You ever have a white hot?
No, explain to me.
We got white hots and garbage. A white hot's just a white hot. It's a hot dog that's white. We also have garbage plates. Home of the garbage plate, Rochester, New York. It's where you got mac salad, home fries, and you got 2 cheeseburgers on top with onions, hot sauce, like hot meat sauce, and then ketchup and mustard on it. It's called a garbage plate. And when you're out drinking at night, and when we were younger, we'd go out drinking, we go get a garbage plate. It's a place called Tahoe's. And garbage plates are fantastic, man. You can tell them to make it. You can put eggs on top. You can say make it float, and it just floats in the grease. Real good for you.
This boy's living in college over here, folks. Listen,
has anybody had a garbage plate out there?
You're talking about white hot dogs? Did you say white hot dogs?
Yeah, white hots. White hot dogs.
What? Where are the hot dogs from, Kevin?
White hots, they're good.
What kind of hot dogs are they?
Man, where are hot dogs from anyway? What really goes in a hot dog?
The only hot dogs I ever had are pink, basically. And then you cook them, and they're kind of...
It says white hots are a regional variation of the hot dog, primarily found in Rochester, New York. From using uncured and unsmoked pork.
This boy's eating white. I
never ate
a white hot dog in my life.
So is this person, by the way, is Lorraine the person that called? Remember the person called and said,
no,
they just said,
idea.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Idea.
They hung up.
Folks, I apologize in the comments. Comments are popping up, but I'm not keeping up. I'm just hitting random ones, dude. Random ones that just spark my energy. Hot dog is a sandwich.
So,
put ketchup on it.
You want to go to 285?
JL stock? Yes. We're going to 285, Kevin. Hold your horses. 285, baby! Fire it up! I got Bastida Gattielli. That's right, baby. My dog of the year. Predicting Tay Gattielli winning BEG Dog of the Year. Number 2, Ferrari 3, Feldman, Trumbull, Doucette, Keeter. Penn State fans, yes, I do have Cole Mirasola AAing. However, unfortunately, I'm not so sure Kevin does. Blood Rounders, Zuba, Hopke, Amos, Nathan, Taylor. All right, Kevin, you ready to give yours? Here we go. Here are Kevin's Bastida Gattielli. Is that right? Because you left those 2 blank in the stat you sent me. Is that right?
I don't know why it looks so weird here. Yep, that's exactly right.
I thought you were just debating between who was going to win that finals match.
No.
Either way, we got the same finals, folks. It's Bastida, it's Gattielli, it's Trumbull, Feldman, for ew, you got AJ.
Did you just say ew?
Ew.
Did you say
AJ
ew?
at 5th. Amos at 6th. I kind of like that. Taylor at 7th. Ew. Keeter at 8th.
Stop saying ew. Don't say ew.
Blood Rounders, Christian Carroll, Hopke, Doucette, and Penn State fans. Kevin also has Mirasola, All-American. Blood rounding.
Blood rounding.
Go ahead.
Well, just because he lost to, I was shocked that he lost to Keeter, to be honest with you, last week. I think I have them let's see. I have them. Nope. I got Marisola losing to Taylor in the blood round because, and the reason that is, I think it's a horrible matchup for Marisola because of the weight difference. Taylor is a full, legit 285 pounder. Plus, they wrestled already this year. I know it was earlier in the year, and Marisol has gotten better, but I still think that the weight difference is just massive. Whereas a lot of these guys are weighing 240. It's not a big deal. But Taylor is a big boy, 285. Who else do I got in the blood round? I got Amos upsetting Doucette. I got Keeter beating Hopke, and I got Ferrari beating Carroll in the blood rounds. The blood round is really, I think the blood round might be one of the most entertaining weights.
Oh, I completely agree. In fact, I'll give you my blood round, folks. Fire it up. I got Zuba and Ferrari. Winner, All-American. Loser. The other blood round, Hopke Mirasola. Winner. Loser. Big time loser. Amos Doucette. Winner, All-American. Loser. Keeter. Nathan Taylor. This might be the most fire blood round 4 matchups I have of all the weight class. Zuba Ferrari, Hopke Mirasola, Amos Doucette, Ben Keeter, Nathan Taylor. And that is not impossible.
Do you have in the consolation, do you have Zuba beating Carroll?
Yes. Is that?
I got Carroll beating Zuba.
Yeah.
No, I was just wondering if you had yours lined up like mine.
That's exactly the matchup right before I have. You're right. We're aligned, Kevin. Our brains are thinking along the same lines. In some ways, maybe.
Really? Oh, okay. No. Okay, so team race. What you don't? Oh, you didn't have your team.
Yeah, I don't have my team race. I'll tell you this though. I don't have the stats up.
That is why my team score was screwed up. Because for some reason, Zach, it didn't put Bastida in the as the winner. It didn't give him points for that. So that's why Iowa State was so low. It didn't give him the full points, I don't think.
Your team points, that makes sense because also in the graphic at heavyweight, you sent me, you did not include the first and second place. I made the assumption that you picked Bastida over Gaudiali because those were the only 2 remaining, Kevin. Update your formula. Yeah, That's what happened.
Oh, no. It gave him 19 points, so. But, no, Max. No, it didn't give him the full points. So that's why. That's why I had, because I was like, why is Iowa State below Cornell? It doesn't make any sense to me. And now I understand why.
Okay,
so
I got to close this out. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I was just saying, so I got Penn State, Ohio State, Oklahoma State, Nebraska, Iowa State, Cornell, Iowa.
You got DraftKings. Do you work for DraftKings, Kevin? You might as well with those odds. I bet Nebraska getting second, baby. Come on, husk some corn, baby. That's what I'm talking about. But we got to finish this out because this is a dead serious note. This is an email, and we all know that I was talking to CBU Wrestling, and we're all here to save CBU Wrestling, save every and any single program across the country that is wrestling and trying to cancel it. And here's where we're starting. Now, I challenged the athletic director to an email. I don't think we've heard anything. Shocker. But since our last episode, this has come out. Basically, this email was sent out to a wide variety audience. Thanks for the understanding. A story on graduating students is one we can support, but campus-wide, we're putting a hold on any publicity for men's wrestling. Any athletes used for this sport must come from our remaining teams. Hold up. I'm sorry, Matt Horrocks. I'm sorry. If this is a real email, assistant athletic director, you're the athletic director of a university. Your goal and your job, to me, in my understanding, is to grow athletics. Let athletics thrive, right? Any inkling of hush-hush or anything beyond those terms, quite frankly, to me, would be classified as beyond your job description. Matt Horrocks, I'd love to talk to you now, after I'm now reading this email, as you are now putting all the students, as it seems, on hush-hush at your university, not allowed to say anything or something to support wrestling. What are you talking about? Or, for that fact, swimming or diving or golf. Not supporting anything. How is it not your job to promote programs to grow at your university, Matt? That's basically the only question I have. Why are you sending out emails that are basically telling student reporters they're not able to report on the canceling of programs, multiple, at your... To me, this tells me you are bad at your job, Matt. If I was your boss, I would fire you, Matt, because you're not doing... Your job is to grow sports and grow this university and grow that organization. So to me, Matt, this email is all in telling and only implies that you are not able to do your job at the capacity that is required at a high-level university, which is required to do what is deemed necessary to continue and keep sports, especially Olympic sports. We're talking about Olympic sports at your university. That's all I got, dude. Kevin, you got anything to say, man, before we close out here?
Yeah, just one correction. I was just looking through this. I said that Young majored Biskins, and that's not true. It was only 5-3. And then there was one other thing I think I screwed up.
Wait, say that again?
But so I said that I originally said that Carter Young had majored Biskins last year, but it was actually 5-3.
Okay.
And then there's one other one, but I can't remember which one. So it's not important. So no, I'm good, man. I gotta actually go put the little one to bed. So
me too. I got kids to put to bed. All right. Well, I'll flash back to that. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. Listen, go join WrestleMadness.com. I owe Wrestle Madness. We got a BEG wrestling league involved, and somehow, some way, we're going to figure out something with them this week before Thursday and the shows fire off. But for tonight, this is it. This long run. 2 hours. 2 hours, Kevin. Thanks, man. Kevin's like, get me out of here, dude. Get me out of here.
see you guys.
All right, dude. We're out. See ya.